Hey, what's going on, guys? I do apologize. This is kind of the when I uploaded my thing this morning, somehow it got cut off at like 7:07. I really appreciate the subscriber that told me about it, because I didn't really know. I had it set at a certain time to go upload, so I do apologize. So here's yesterday's video re-uploaded. What is going on, guys? Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on my channel, I would really gladly appreciate you guys hitting that like and subscribe button. I'm trying to get up to at least 100 before the end of the month or so, and tomorrow's my birthday, so even better. Do me a birthday thing. Just hit that subscribe button. So my goal is try to do 100 subs a month. So maybe we can get monetized and keep rolling, and it actually really helps push me a little bit more, especially when I start seeing comments. My last video I posted, if you haven't checked it out, I'm gonna post it right here. But so I got a couple things today that I kind of want to go by. If you haven't seen the thumbnail already, why did I not choose a go back? Because I did have actually a Jeep Gladiator. And why did I go choose the zr2 over the Gladiator is kind of the main thing about this little quick video. I love my Gladiator. My Gladiator was amazing. I took it out to Moab, I wheeled it, I did a lot of stuff in Michigan with it, I camped with it, I had the Rome tent, I had an up top. I mean, I did a lot to the Jeep in the amount of time I had. It was sitting on 38s, 513 gears. It was a massive, it was an awesome truck. I kind of wish I never got rid of it, and same time I'm glad I did, because of now getting a zr2, which at the one side is right now my main car that I have that is sitting in actually the garage, because I'm driving my fiance's car, because I'm trying not to put miles on the car, is a WRX. The WRX is a fun car too, but I'm gonna wrap that thing around a tree. It's so much fun. But why not go back to a Gladiator?
Walk away, Danny! Don't walk away from me! Seth. I've already walked away too much. No, you haven't. You could still come back and just fucking turn around and come back and help me.
I had a 2021 Mojave Gladiator, which I absolutely loved it. It was awesome. It was the hydro blue. I had fun with it, and especially with just going out camping. Me and my son went out camping down in Land Between the Lakes. That was an awesome place. The biggest thing is, like, this channel is always different. All my friends, a lot of my friends have Jeeps or a Taco, and I'm not really big. I'm gonna kind of contradict myself here about not really buying foreign. I haven't owned a WRX, but everybody has those. That's kind of the thing. I like to be different. I like to be, not like everybody else. So that's like my biggest thing. I like to be different, and it's not that I like the attention. It's the fact that I don't want the same thing that everybody else has. So I think a zr2, when people think of the off-roading, is not a Chevy. I mean, when you think of off-roading, it's either a Taco, it's a Jeep.
For the driver who doesn't like to stop going just because they've run out of road.
Ow, my balls!
Head out where the real fun begins.
Or somewhere in those kind of lines, or XJ, a Grand Cherokee, the old Broncos, even the newer Broncos. So why I'm going with the Chevy is, I think to me, they have an amazing platform. It comes with the front and rear lockers. You're coming off of a bigger lift already from a zr2 than a basic lift. And I get not everybody's preference on buying these vehicles is to go off-roading, but I want to show what these trucks can do. I think Chevy actually kind of nailed it on the head with the zr2. is there a couple of flaws to it? Yes, every vehicle has a flaw to it, but I think this is almost a awesome overlanding. An
Today, Junior?
adventure truck that is be perfect. So that's my biggest reason why I want to, you know, go with a ZR2. I don't want to be like everybody else, and I want to do something different. And if you're watching this channel and you're a diehard Jeeper, and especially if you guys, anybody that and subscribe to me that actually knows me, you know, in my actual personal life, they know how big of a Jeep person I truly am. I worked for what, 12 years for FCA. My first Jeep was my neighbor's XJ. I had a 2-door Wrangler, I had a 4-door Wrangler, I had a Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk, and then I also had my Gladiator. So I mean, that's 5 Jeeps that I've had. I mean, out of some people that's not very many, but at the same time, I love Jeeps and I've always pushed them. And I think that is, you know, so being bundled up into that Jeep world is awesome. The community is really good, but it's also a big negative. I've had nothing. I've been in Jeep groups, wheeled with a ton of Jeeps. They have a big backing on aftermarket, and especially with the Jeep Jamborees, which I still need to actually get to that video, make that video when I was down there for the Jeep Jamboree filming, actually for my buddy. But the community at the flip side is very harsh, especially when you start getting into clubs. I was in a couple clubs, still technically in one, even though they don't really care that I don't really have a Jeep. They're still willing to go out wheeling with me because that's my passion. But then I got kicked out of a group because, one, I didn't really have a Jeep anymore. 2, actually, when I got kicked out, I actually had my Gladiator. As I flat out said, you know, you're supposed to be helping these new people that's never wheeled before, and they just want to go straight to the heart of sayings. I said, you can't really be doing this. So they got kind of angry at me for, I want to say talking bad about their group, but I think they were doing it wrong. Instead of helping people, it's, you know, it's kind of a mix. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the biggest reasons why I really went with the Chevy. And I absolutely love this Chevy. You know, I had a Chevy Silverado before. It was nice, but it wasn't really my cup of tea. But this new ZR2 is it's amazing. I do wish that it would have a 6-cylinder versus a 4-banger, but it's all right. There's the thing that attracts me so much about it is that 430 foot-pounds of torque. Yes, they are getting that off because of the turbo, but at the flip side is, I guarantee you can turn 37s without an issue. That torque is amazing. So I'm really looking forward to when it shows up, and it is it's in my hand, so I can kind of feel it. I see people on Facebook and stuff like that saying how good their how good it feels in, you know, in their hands, and they say it's really torquey, and it has a lot of get up, which is nice. So yeah, so other than that, besides being different, I wanted to step away from the Jeep world and basically do my own thing. And everybody in YouTube for off-roading is in a Jeep or a Taco, or there's not too many Chevys out there, really, to be honest. I mean, there's some, but if you type in off-roading in YouTube or Google, I'll guarantee you they're gonna show, like I just said, they're gonna show a Taco, they're gonna show a Jeep, or they're gonna show a 4Runner or whatever. So that's and like I said, I want to show you guys what these trucks can do. And I've said I'm saving a week of vacation basically just for when this truck shows up. I can go out to Moab, so we can show what this truck can do. And yes, I'm gonna leave it stock to go out there because I want to see what this thing can do stock versus when we put a lift and bigger tires and re-gear. And I know there's not really too much of an aftermarket going out right now, and I do have plans in the future to, once I get into the house, to start kind of manufacturing a couple things you know, for the ZR2. So stay tuned for that, and we're gonna be working on that pretty hard. I do have some rough ideas on, or actually they're on drawing. Of course, I don't have the truck, so I can't really get the direct dimensions of it, so it's kind of in my little notepad and kind of thing on ideas what to do. So that's honestly the biggest thing, is why I didn't choose going back to the Gladiator. And trust me, my Gladiator was flexing. It did extremely well in Moab, especially sitting on 38s, 513 gears, and it only had a 3-inch lift, or not even a 3-inch. It was a 2-inch AEV lift, because they don't really have too much lift kits for the Mojaves at the time when I was building it. And the puck lifts made sense. It gave me the lift. I kept the stock shocks and the stock springs, which it rode amazing. You know, the other downside is I mean, not that I really care, their gas mileage sucks. I mean, I'm not saying that the ZR2 is going to do any better, but when I put 38s, and there's one point I was at 9 miles to a gallon before I re-geared. Then I went up to 14. Yes, don't get me wrong, those are huge tires. I mean, they're big tires. You know, they're not the biggest, but they are big tires, and that's a lot of rolling mass that you're pushing. Plus I had a tent, and plus I had all my gear in the back, plus you know, me, you know, passenger, whatever gear I'm going on. There was one point on my way out to Moab, I was getting 85 miles per tank. You know, of course, that was 60-mile-an-hour headwind going straight forward. It was terrible. That was probably one of the worst drives I've ever had. But that's basically the reason why I chose the Gladiator over the ZR2. I think the platform for the ZR2 is going to be a lot stronger. I think companies right now are going to be really seriously looking at the ZR2, because the ZR2 has made an impression. I know people had it on the last gen, but I think this new generation of the ZR2 is really turning people's heads and saying, hey, there is another competitor. I mean, and you got Ford now jumping in with the Ranger, and you also have, was it the new upcoming S10 coming, which that's another video we're actually going to talk about, probably coming out either Friday or next week, you know, that I have plans for. But that's definitely something. I mean, there's more of these mid-sized trucks, and I've said it from my very first video when I started for the ZR2. This is literally the year for mid-sized trucks. You know, the only thing that I haven't really seen yet, and I did it in my reaction video, is Dodge hasn't really came out with a mid-sized truck as of right now. They are still running the 1500s, you know, the bighorns, the Rebels, the 2500s, 3500s, stuff like that, but they haven't mentioned anything for, you know, their mid-sized truck. or I shouldn't say Dodge, it's technically a Ram, but you know, I've said this in, like I said, I said this in the beginning of the video, or my past videos, is this is truly the year of mid-sized trucks. I think 1500s, I mean, yeah, people need a tow, but I think more people, mid-sized trucks are going to be the next SUVs almost, because they're getting nicer, that you can still fit more stuff, throw, you know, a cover over the bed, and you're good. You don't have to float on the seats anymore, and you know, to get your stuff going. So And I do, on that note, I should say, that's basically the overall reason why I personally went with the ZR2 and not like a Gladiator, or go with the Ford Bronco, or wait until the Ford Ranger came out. Which I would like, if any of you guys are planning on getting that Ford Ranger, especially the Raptor, I would like to personally, maybe we can do a collab, or doing something together, especially doing a comparison video. So if any of you guys are planning on it, I'm willing to drive and meet up and shoot a video. I think that would be amazing, and whatnot. So, and also, you know, so I have a couple plans. I am doing a spring tea website, you know, kind of start off, you know, because I'm not really a big personal fan of Patreon. Patreon is awesome. Maybe down the road I'll do that, but I think Patreon, you know, technically my customers are my viewers. So the way I'm looking at it is, I want to make sure you guys get something in your hands as much as you can, even though right now I only got like 90 subscribers, which I am very appreciated. I probably would have stopped a long time ago, and I'm, you know, when I first started this back up, even so I'm doing a spring tea. I got a couple things coming out on their website, so you guys can get t-shirts, and you know, I think there was some hats, there was like some glass, like to drink out of, I should say cups. So you can get a cup, hoodies, you know, there's multiple t-shirts, and I'm gonna try to find some other companies to try to do a little bit more better design, because unfortunately they only allow us to do so much on spring tea. So I would greatly appreciate if you guys just go look. If you don't like anything, you don't like it, all that money that I'm putting towards reinvesting that money back into the channel, for gear, some gear, trips, so I can get you know, videos for you guys. None of that will ever see any, you know, my personal bills or going towards anything else except for this channel. So that money I'm gonna reinvest back into this channel, especially when the Jeep, because we're talking about Jeeps, back into the ZR2 for you guys. So I think this is gonna be so that's my way of kind of really supporting this channel, because I mean, I am just an extremely small YouTube channel that I'm trying to grow and kind of moving forward. And if not, you know what, it's still not hurt. I'm still gonna do it. You know, that just helps me out, and you know, support it a little bit better and whatnot. So again, I really appreciate everybody that came out, has been watching and commenting on my videos. I'm actually loving it. My phone is always on me, so I'm able to get to you guys right away at my main job, and you know, if I'm out, I can still message things, you know, message you back, interact, and I think it's awesome. I get smiles on my face, and it's nothing but a good time. So that's everything in a nutshell for this quick little video. I guess not really quick, it's 18 minutes long, or after I'm done cutting it, it'll be a little bit shorter. So and any feedback you guys give me between trying to get better content, better everything I get, that all my other videos, it's either me on a web page, or I'm on you know, in this car, because unfortunately I don't really have the truck yet. Like I've said in all my other videos, is, you know, once the truck's in, we're gonna be shooting videos up probably all the time, because I got nothing else better to do. So again, I appreciate you guys. Show a bunch of love. Leave a like and comment. And if you guys are, let's just go with, if you if you were debating on picking up the ZR2, the new Toyota, or the new Ford, Leave a comment down below on which one you guys end up really going with. I know some of you guys that I've talked to in my past videos, you know, have a zr2 on order and has said that it's actually being built. And like I said in the last video, they are now in production. They could have been, you know, starting last week, and now they're finally starting to roll off the line. So we'll see when the time comes. So you guys are awesome. So catch you guys on the next one. Peace.